Boom, 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 Jesus walk. Boom, 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 Jesus walk with boom, 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 Jesus walk. Boom, 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 Jesus walk
Blessings, blessings, and good evening, guys. I am here for it. If you don't know who I am, my name is Miss Grace, and I am excited about today's live. I'm excited, but not excited. I said, let's just get to it. I've been holding off for a couple of days, and now we have some developments for our South Side family. If you don't know what I'm talking about, blessings, blessings, get in the comments. We're going to talk about it today, years old. We're going to put this story on the screen. Now, first and foremost, I want to say everything that I share is for information, educational purposes only. Some of the individuals that I will be talking about today, I have talked about them in the past, and I have tried my best to, you know, talk in a politically correct tone, to not hurt people's feelings, and to not expose things that didn't need to be exposed at a said time. But today, I'm pretty much really over it, and we're going to expose the crooks that is in Dolton. Okay, you said the sound went out. Let's try it one more time. Can you hear me now? Okay, we back. We back. I think your sound went out. All right, so let's get to it. Thank you for being here, highly favored. I love you. This is the story that we're going to be talking about today. If you know about it, let me know what you know about this, because this particular situation took place on do I have the day here? May 21st, 2026, on a Thursday night. A gentleman was unalive in Dolton, and here is some of the details. Let's get to it.
Police in Dolton have someone in custody in connection with a deadly shooting that took the life of a former high school basketball standout. And tonight we're hearing from the father of Capri Austin, mourning his son's death and looking for justice.
Hold on. There we go.
Just replaying over and over in my head, trying to figure out why.
I don't know if you can hear.
Police in Dolton have someone in custody in connection with a deadly shooting that took the life of a former high school basketball standout. And tonight we're hearing from the father of Capri Austin, mourning his son's death and looking for justice.
Just trying to figure out, why, and that question keeps just replaying over and over in my head, trying to figure out why.
Capri Austin was shot and killed during an argument with a man outside a business on MLK Jr. Drive. His father, Pastor Chenier Austin, has a church in Georgia, but is in our area tonight. He tells us what happened.
Scuffle ensued. They started fighting, and my understanding that I noticed, this is what I'm hearing, that he ran and got a gun, shot my son once, and then came and stood over him and shot him twice.
Pastor Austin says his son was a star basketball player at Thornwood High School in South Holland. He went on to play pro ball overseas before retiring a few years ago.
He was a former Thornwood High School basketball standout. He was a person who just loved life, loved basketball.
Austin was a father of 2 children, a son and daughter. He leaves them behind along with his mother and father and 5 siblings.
He was a mother's boy, and he was just a protector of his siblings.
One person has been taken into custody, but police have not publicly identified the suspected shooter.
I'm sad. I'm angry. Also, I do trust God. My faith is what's really holding me steady and solid. But still, that was my son.
And we're going to start right here. So basically, this event took place in Dolton, Illinois. This took place connected to a place called Rutgers Smoke Lounge. If you guys don't remember who Rutgers Smoke Lounge is, we're going to do a little deep dive and a flashback on Rutgers Smoke Lounge, the controversy behind it connected to Tiffany Henyard, the lawsuit, and today why this assailant who's involved in this unaliving of a citizen is now, to my understanding, have been released from police custody in Dolton without any charges. Okay, so let's break this down real quick. So the incident took place most recently is the center of local news. The victim is, as we know, Mr. Capri Alston. First and foremost, I want to send love to his family, his friends, because a lot of this broadcast is going to focus on Rutgers Cigar Lounge, who is the person that may be allegedly responsible for his unaliving, and the why behind why he's not being charged. It is the unethical politics for me. So the incident, according to the witness and family statement, Austin was leaving the lounge with his girlfriend when a verbal altercation or confrontation broke out. The dispute quickly escalated and the suspect went back to retrieve a firearm, fatally shooting and unaliving Austin, shooting him multiple times. The current investigation is being done by Dolton Police Station, confirmed that one person was taken into custody shortly after the incident. Though formal charges have not been publicized, the family has actively spoke out to local media outlets like Fox 32 Chicago to demand transparency in a thorough investigation. And I will say this, I'm so sorry, but it looks like they're going to be pulling the same shenanigans the Tiffany Henyard administration has done. Just by me hearing about this guy being released says a lot for me. But what we're going to do right now is just do a flashback of the celebrations that took place shortly after Rutgers was approved to have their business. I know I'm jumping ahead, but we're going to jump ahead to this particular part, and then we're going to go back into the Tiffany Henyard situation. And then what we're going to do is actually connect this smoke lounge to a amazing, tremendous, I just everything under the sun, Trustee right now in Dolton, who I couldn't say not even a word about because they was going to curse me out, but they have direct connections to Rutgers. I've been holding this in for a while because I know people present like there's somebody, but when I saw this person face in person, I said to her, fix your face. Why does it look like this all the time? I'm talking ahead of myself, but let's get to it because we're going to expose the crooks because they're still in Dolton, and the people, your life is in danger. Your life is in danger. Let's go.
Long-awaited dream has finally become reality. After months of hard work, dedication, and resilience, a new chapter begins with the grand opening of Rutgers Cigar Lounge.
Good morning, Village of Dolton. We are here excited about the new grand opening for Rutgers Cigar Bar. It is so exciting for the Village of Dolton is because after so much controversy, after so much they had to go through tirelessly, day in, day out, working, dealing with different structures, and we know what it is. Now we are happy and pleased to say they are now officially open to the public. We're so grateful. We're thankful for everybody, administration, staff, as well as the Rucker family for making this vision actually a reality. So we want to see you here next time at Rutgers Cigar Lounge.
Right. So wait a minute. If I had to rewind, we will do a good rewind. But what we're going to do is rewind, and we're going to backtrack to why they're actually celebrating him being able to open his shop. If you don't know, here on this particular broadcast, that they got me so close, y'all. on this channel, I have highlighted a lot of lawsuits and things that involve Tiffany Henyard, Dolton administration, bad behavior, and a lot of that was related to wrongful termination, not allowing people to open their business, and so forth and so on. So today we're going to go over this particular lawsuit, just a little bit of it, because I never really went in detail of this lawsuit, but I have mentioned it. This lawsuit was a lawsuit that was filed by Workers Holding Inc. on the behalf of the Chicago Title and Trust Company against the Village of Dolton, as well as Tiffany Henyard, the village mayor, Keith Freeman, as we talked about in the past when we're doing our deep dives on who is Tiffany, exposing her. This is another lawsuit that was connected to her, as well as this time it involves Shamaya Williams. And if y'all don't know who Shamaya Williams is, she was actually another worker who ended up suing Tiffany for some of the same bad behavior. But this right here shows Tiffany basically stopping this particular business, Miss Ruckers Holding, and we're going to talk about the business, who's the business owner, from opening the business, but it's a why for me. So I just want you guys to know the information that I share with you is allegedly, if I'm not showing you this on the screen. But being a long distance resident of Dolton, I was hearing things about Ruckers Holding from the first day I went there, like literally about Ruckers Holding and his relationship with Tiffany Henyard and his close relationship, Ruckers Holding, the business owner, in his close relationship with said trustee, Kiana Belcher. Okay. Now, from what I'm understanding is that the situation went sour with Ruckers Holding because Kiana Belcher is a worker of his. I don't quote me on exactly what position she plays, but she plays a big role in his business. Okay. Like a CEO. I don't know. Okay. She's been working with him for a long time. This is one of her employees. So I believe when she started to beef with Tiffany and they wasn't splitting the properties the way they wanted, they were supposed to or planned to, you know what I'm saying? Robbing the people. Tiffany started playing bad girl and she started blocking business. So this was one of the complaints that was filed by Ruckers Holding because he could not open the smoke lounge. And just to sum up what ended up happening, because I did talk about this, he ended up losing the case because of technicality. When you see, we're going to show you the smoke lounge on what you just saw. I can just show you a picture of it real quick. When you look at the smoke lounge, it is connected to another building. So he ended up winning the case losing the case based on the technicality that it was a smoke lounge and that because of health criteria or something like that, he couldn't open a smoke lounge there. So this is why he ended up losing that case to Tiffany. Now, you see one building connected to this side and the other one is not, and that's the technicality that made him lose. But as soon as the new administration came in, they said, oh, we're going to let you in and you're going to have this smoke lounge in this area. You're going to be bringing businesses and everything in. This is going to lead me to another video that I've been holding in my archives for like a year and a half, brought to you by Mr. Independent, I believe his name, investigator, who did a video highlighting these series of businesses, why they wasn't open. And he ended up disclosing some information about the trustee, Kiana Belcher, at the time. And in the background, you guys didn't know this was going on. They made moves to make him take this video down because he said there's some disparaging, or not disparaging, but true things about Kiana Belcher's relationship with Ruckers Holding, a little bit of his history and how that trustee covered up some of his bad behaviors in the past. I'm saying a lot, but I got the proof. Okay. So this is to bring you up to par. We have the case there where he sued Tiffany and lost. You saw the celebration video. And now we're going to show you the restaurant real quick before we get into the video that I want to show you that was forcibly taken down because the powers that be that was, dictating things that go on in the background and who can say what and who was going to be the big content creator made him take it down for some apparent reason. But this is the smoke lounge that's in Dolton. Okay. Now I'm highlighting this is because I do pray and hope that Dolton as a community be able to get it together, because it's not the people, it's actually the administration and the government. Democratic government. You know, I'm gonna talk stuff about both sides. But with this goes to say, you have people living in certain conditions, and then you want to portray that you have these amazing places like this, but then tragedies happen because of the type of people who actually owns this place. So it looks beautiful. This is nice. We're going to learn a little bit more about the owner, Mr. DeAndre L. Ruckers. Okay, I'm going to call him Mr. Get Down Low. Okay, because some of the stories I have heard about Mr. Ruckers, he's a pimp from another, like, I don't even know how to say it, like from a whole nother light year. Okay, like the things that I have heard about his personality and the things that he have done or petition people to do or want them to feel about the things he is doing, he seems like someone who can be like a nature boy or a cult leader, allegedly. Let's get to it. Okay. Now, the reason why I'm talking about Mr. Andre is because allegedly he is the person responsible for unaliving the young boy. Yes, allegedly. As you see, the news didn't tell us, didn't say, yes, it was this person. It was the owner of the lounge who shot the young man, the lounge that the trustees and the new mayor just allowed to open. But let's get to it, because we're going to learn a little bit more about him. Let's put this on the screen. This is the beautiful place. I did find this little article about a Q&A, but I'm going to break down some stuff. So, Mr. DeAndre Ruckers, CEO of Ruckers and Ruckers, okay? He owns a lot of business. Let's put my man on the screen and let's get down and talk about it. You know how Grace Levi do. We do a great deep dive. So DeAndre Ruckers is the owner of Ruckers Cigar Lounge. He is a prominent local entrepreneur, philanthropist, and CEO of Ruckers and Ruckers, a management company overseeing a diverse portfolio of businesses. So he's a businessman who owns businesses. The lounge is a family-backed endeavor often attributed to Ruckers family. It opened in July 2025 following significant local political controversy and structural hurdles, as we just mentioned, connected to Tiffany Henyard, the former mayor. Additionally, current Dolton Village trustee Kiana Belcher serves as the chief financial officer of his business, a connection that has recently drawn renewed political scrutiny from local community members following the tragic shooting on the property. Now, a little bit more about Mr. Ruckers, because he's a businessman that owns businesses. He is a serial entrepreneur who claims ownership or management over a portfolio of more than 23 to 25 direct businesses through his main umbrella firm, Ruckers and Ruckers, and Ruckers Holding Inc. His business ventures span a wide range of sectors, including real estate, technology, hospitality, appraisals, and community youth programs. Maybe we're going to have to do a little bit more research on part 2 when they actually lock him up. So he has hospitality and nightlife. This is a separate nightlife and dining venue located nearby in Calumet City. He also is a new recipient. Did anybody know this? Because I'm smiling because it's pretty ridiculous, because you guys heard me talk about this so many times. Not only did he was able to open a business in Dolton, but he is a community-oriented sports center owner that now owns Melanie's Fitness Center. Dun, 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 dun. That's why I got pretty quiet about the Alexis situation, because a lot of the things that I tried to push for, not only did they try to ignore it as far as Melanie Fitness Center and creating a real community development program through the center that will build a relationship between the police and the community. No, what they do is give it to our Pimp C, allegedly, right here. Our alleged Pimp-O-Matic that has 100,000 businesses and allegedly 100,000 women that he's trying to make concubines allegedly. We're going to say allegedly on that note. From the day one when I came into Dolton, they talked about him. Even allegedly, and I don't know if this is totally true because I was trying to figure out who they were talking to about. It was an older guy who just told me everything. And he was telling me about how the relationship between Kiana and Tiffany went sour. And it may have something to do with this guy, the phone calling bank that they had under Dolton Hall. You remember where they were making political phone calls from the basement of Dolton, and it has something to do with him, allegedly, and the falling out with Kiana and Tiffany Henyard. I can't give y'all the details, but that's when I first heard about this guy, and then I started hearing more about his business partnerships, and things that has went sour because of if you don't act the way he wants you to act, he ain't gonna give you what you're supposed to get. True businessman, you know what I'm saying? Start a contract with you and then break it because he want to be Pimp Daddy C. And I ain't gonna say too much, but the people who know him know what he do over here. Pimpalicious. Now, a little bit more about Ruckus. Now, some of the reasons why I do believe that they're not charging him is not only because of the connections between Kiana and him and the corruption of Dolton, but he also has tentacles all over the place. So he has consumer brand appraisals. It's called Rucker Boys Clothes. Now you can see where the Kamal clothing brand came from. Like they always trying to do the same thing. The same thing is either start a clothing line, trying to get some properties to flip and sell and not get it the legal way, but get it the easy way. Lie to the people, become political figures, don't really care about the people's well-being. Just get the money, sit on your ass and act like you are the god or the boule. This is what they do. This is Mr. Boule right here. Okay. So he also owns Rudiment H2O, a premium bottled water brand marketing towards high achievers. This is why they did. Oh no, Dolton, if you didn't push back on the Alexis situation, while they allow a cop to unalive a 19-year-old, you're gonna have to push back on this man who is pimpalicious, controlling everything subliminally and buying up land, and now he's extra emboldened allegedly because he is the person responsible for unaliving a 33-year-old resident of Dolton, a good person, and now walking without any charges right now. God bless his attacker's family. Okay. Is his name Kyle? I don't want to say his name wrong. I just want to make sure that I have his name correctly. If his name is Kyle, because it's pretty disgusting right now. I'm pretty disgusted. That's why I was like, let me just get this done because I didn't have the energy for Dolton and the nonsense and Henyard because all of that is just like draining of the devil. But I have energy for telling the truth and exposing the devil, and also you guys seeing the connection of what I've been saying about the corruption that goes on there is and how it did not change, and these people are still in charge of your life. These people can do something. He can be connected to someone who is a political figure and walk away from murdering your son or your daughter. You can no longer walk around with a not me. This is not me. It's not. You got to realize that it is more than close to your door. These people are smiling in your face and they are taking your freedoms away. So, community education, Rutgers Academy. This man all over. This is why they try not to arrest him. But this is what y'all gonna let happen? Y'all gonna let him trump it up? Like, okay, so he has a portfolio, so he can't be basically going to jail for some Epstein stuff like Trump right now? That's what we about to let happen in Dolton? Because he got a portfolio? Rutgers Academy, a Chicago-based youth development organization focused on building community resources, training, and workshop. You are supposed to be here for the children. Community development, and you're so angry, so mad that you're arguing with somebody. You get them out of your business. They're outside. You run back into your business, pick up a pistol, come back out, shoots the guy, then stands over him allegedly and shoots him twice. That's what the news is not telling you what happened. Is that telltale signs of a monster? Of a murderer? God bless the dead. And what really makes me feel away and know that I have to broadcast this, because again, we're dealing with Dolton Police Station, who is not doing what they're supposed to do. So we're going to highlight the why behind that, because we're going to see later on, if we have to do freedom of information requests, is the new administration paying hundreds of thousands of dollars to their police like Tiffany. We're going to do a little flashback just to show you the level of corruption and how the mayor have direct overseeing over the police department. So whatever they choose to do or not to do right now, House can do something about it. Right now, Kiana Belcher can do something about these charging instruments not being given, because guess who's over the Fire and Safety Board? After somebody by the name of Grace Levi wrote many letters, contacted Illinois State Police, talked about the disparities, how they don't investigate. They took all the ideas and they did it without, saying thank you, Grace, but it's okay. So Kiana is over the Fire Board and Commission and Safety, I'm saying it wrong, board. And that board directly hires chiefs of police, the new polices they've been hiring. They've been hiring a lot of police. Shout out to the police I saw hiring. I saw some good looking black men. But what that goes to say, do we have righteous black men? I've been watching. Don't think I haven't been watching, Kiana. But these same people who you have oversee, and you allegedly have someone on that board that's supposed to oversee excessive force, investigation cases, that they're done correctly. Do I need to talk to the family of this gentleman who passed away, who has a church out here in Georgia, so I could teach them how to be on y'all butt like kryptonite? Kiana Belcher, Miss Fight Hard and Long. We're going to show a clip of you fighting hard and long against Tiffany corruption, and then you come with the 52 fake out. I'm a little dismayed, obviously, you guys can see, but my passion is well worth it right now. So, just a little bit more about this gentleman, why he has such deep tentacles. It says, Doctor. No. Okay. DeAndre, allegedly Mr. Pimperoni, Mr. Want to have concubines, Mr. Want to be with every woman around and control them and think you the pimp because you're going to be putting money in their hand and over there buying up stuff that you don't want to have nothing to do with. He's a serial philanthropist that really don't care. He's trying to be Bill Gates. If he gets to a Bill Gates, we're going to have another one making viruses trying to kill us. But let's just move forward. I'm just thinking too hard. Now, his real estate portfolio, let's just talk about it a little bit. Commercial properties. His portfolio include properties designed for strip malls, retail fronts, and corporate office spaces tailored for small businesses. Now, I mention these things because people who needs to start pushing back, try to get this man locked up, to shut the doors around him, you need to know what business is he in, so you can start to engage these entities or these other parties that do business with him, to let them know that they're possibly doing business with an alleged murderer that's not charged. I'm just throwing these out here so the family and the people who really needs to push back, you can kind of like get an idea of where to go. Okay, so his industrial ties, his manufacturing sites. Rutgers owns industrial spaces built in to support manufacturers and logistic efforts, converting them to spark regional jobs. Please tell me what business that he opened that, sparked a good amount of jobs. I guess the smoke lounge and whatever. But the way I hear he behaved, you wouldn't want a boss like this, because we're going to get to what Kiana covered up for him as well. So, okay. It's a lot more. Let's say one more thing. Let's close out. Let's tell all the good stuff. Rutgers marketed himself as a community builder dedicated to reserving a decades-long economic disinvestment and property tax strain plagued Chicago majority black suburbs. Okay, trapped this. His business model explicitly integrates local job creation with economic development. So my question is, if he's here to build a community, why allegedly unalive a young boy? All right. So now we're going to get to it. Now we got a picture of him just to show you his deep ties. We have another picture of him. This is a Q&A. We're not going over that Q&A. Not that important. But I want to show you how long he has been around. Could y'all see him up in here? Who is that? He's been around for a long time. Look at his boy. Look at my boy right here. Who it is right here with the blue shirt over there, Mr. Steve? Look at you. Okay, who we got? Ruckus. Okay, there he go. So just to show you a little bit more of his longevity in Dolton and how his political ties can be possibly saving him from going to jail, which should not happen, which means that they will put any one of you guys' life in danger just for a little checky check. You got husbands, you got sons, you got daughters. This could have been your son. Just because you argue with someone doesn't mean you deserve to die. I will say that plenty of times. Just because you argue with someone doesn't mean you deserve to be harmed or die. You can physically have an altercation without physically touching somebody. That shows the level of your IQ for me. But guess what? Grace is different. I'm cut from a different cloth. You know what I'm saying? Being a Hebrew, we move a little different. We move by codes, laws, and regulations that's brought down to us by God. So my expectation may be very different from you guys, but I'm not going to be a cornball here. Let's get to this. Now, this particular video was taken off of YouTube allegedly by command of Kiana Belcher and some pressure from the trustees, allegedly, because this gentleman was talking about can Dolton be saved? So we're going to watch this particular video real quick. And this is the part that I want you to listen to, because he says something about Kiana and Rutgers in this video. And this is what made them tell him to take the video down. And he took it down, but not before Grace Levi got the copy. I've been waiting to show people like something's not right. Something's not right. And no disrespect to you, Kiana. I know you're a mother, you're a woman, you're Black, but your heart is like shriveled up. Like, the witches from the wicked witch of the West and everything, how you imagine a heart. That's how your heart is. For real, for real. So there's no smiling you can do with the fake grin that you give. There's no Ozempic pill or needle you can take to make you lose weight and make your face look different. You are still the same person. So you need to lose that disingenuous heart. Let's play this. This is what I always kind of wanted to say to you, because what I read from you, not because I hate you, because I don't, because you're just a regular person like me, but the people need to know who you are. And because I was restricted so much out of respect for situations, trying to hold on, seeing if they would respect Alexis, work with mom. I had the whole Dolton politics ready to jump down my throat for these people who ain't doing nothing for them right now. I had to bite my tongue a lot, but I've been wanting to tell you guys that Kiana was a little bit suspect. The interactions with her and Tiffany was much closer than what you guys wanted to believe or assume. They were like best friends or something that was in business to collect properties. But guess what? When Tiffany started running without talking to Kiana, and Kiana really wanted to be a boss, she a person that just can't be controlled. You could tell. She had to hold all that. Try to go for commission. You just a boss. But you got a mean spirit. See, if you could be a boss, but your spirit is mean. So the reason why this is my backup for that, because allegedly Rutgers and his people, the owner and people in his business, have a tendency of doing corrupted things. Let's watch. Let's watch this together.
To work here. Anyways, you see the same exact thing happening here. Delinquent taxes have been sold, and they're way behind on property taxes. Eventually, the owner's going to lose this building. Now, directly across the street from the two locations where there are shootings at that used to be bars, you have Village Hall and the building the Tiffany Cares Foundation is registered to.
Oh my God.
Next to where the Cares Foundation is located, you have Dolton Food and Liquors. And once again, we have the same exact thing happening right here.
I'm sorry, y'all tax is so high. Jesus Christ.
Next, we're going to go next door to the
Let's
blue
get to
building.
it.
That's the Spence Cook Grand Lodge. And I'm not too sure.
Shut down. I think that was shut down, y'all. Confirm it. The last time I saw it, looked like it was closed. I never saw it open when I was out there.
Why this place got closed down. They actually seemed like they were doing some pretty good things there. They used to do turkey giveaways, hand out Christmas toys to the community and stuff like that. Anyways, they haven't.
But you already know, dirty politics. If you ain't on the right side for the season, you're getting knocked out. So obviously, Tiffany and her administration was doing businesses dirty. So this is the information behind that. But we get to hear a little bit more about Rutgers as he tells by mistake.
Had their property taxes sold yet, but they are 2 years behind. And next year, they are going to have their delinquent taxes sold. So it's my guess this building's going to end up getting taken over too. And next door to the lodge, you have Rutgers Cigar. And this was a business that was set up by Kiana Belcher's boss. And I believe it never opened up because they had another location in Indiana. And when his girlfriend was leaving the place, she actually committed a hit and run and killed someone in a Rucker company vehicle, a business vehicle from another business here.
Ooh, let's finish listening.
Once again, taxes have been sold.
Wait, so he went over that pretty quick.
So it's my guess this building's going to end up getting taken over too. And next door to the lodge, you have Rutgers Cigar. And this was a business that was set up by Kiana Belcher's boss. And I believe it never opened up because they had another location in Indiana. And when his girlfriend was leaving the place, she actually committed a hit and run and killed someone in a Rucker company vehicle, a business vehicle from another business he owned.
And that little line right there got this whole video taken down. They was stalking him, made this man afraid, all types of stuff. Y'all remember this guy, Investigate Page? Yeah. So it talks a little bit more about the businesses, how they've been taxed out of their business, how they were purposely targeted by Tiffany Henyard. And when we get into Tiffany Bad Business for another live, we'll get more into this particular detail. But what I want to highlight here is that I'm going to find a clip because it was the other video. It's another video he had that I downloaded. Yes, I did. Hold on. What is this? What's the number? This is part 2. Hold on. Did he go into property details? He's going to property details. Can we save Dolton? Okay. So I wanted to let y'all listen to it, but basically I believe, and when I find the part, he went into basically saying that Kiana has some part in covering up what happened with the hit and run. The truck had to be hidden. The girl had to be hidden and disappeared. And it was alleged that Kiana Belcher took the girl position to cover up. Allegedly. Now, this was the first time I heard. I was like, whoa, that's a little weird. Like, okay, that's not firsthand that she's actually killing somebody or she has hand involved in it. But a person who has moral ethics, values about them, someone like me, like a cornball, I'm not doing that. I'm not covering for anybody who committed a murder. I don't want to be next to no one business who's involved in current murder investigations. And I wouldn't want to put my name as a replacement of the person who was being investigated for a possible hit and run related to a truck that's connected to a business that I'm working for. Oh, hell no, we ain't doing that. But that's the Kiana Belcher that I know that you guys don't know. This is the Kiana Belcher that you guys know. And I hope we can put 2 and 2 together so she can see that, baby, it's time to repent and change your damn ways. And if you're over the police department over there on their board, you should be talking to them about prosecuting the case. Let's add this video up here. Watch a little flashback of Kiana in action. All right. Thank you for being here with Grace. Let's watch this playback.
whenever you are motivated by self-preservation, you must understand that you will give in to compromise. And when you give in to compromise, you can never make God known. See, I'm right here in the theme. For you see, oftentimes when we think about making God known, we think about giving Bible studies. But may I suggest to you there's a different way of witnessing, that you can witness by simply not compromising when everybody else is compromising. Let me come a little bit closer. How many of you know that when you serve God, you will sometimes sign up for trouble? Every declaration of faith will demand a declaration of war from the enemy. He will not allow you to talk about how much you love God and not come against you with fierce anger. Wait just a minute. Now understand
at the board meeting. So if you know a neighbor or have questions, and this is in reference to things that's going on in your community, issues with lights, a lot of different things, but I know people are concerned that they make statements and they don't get the answers that they want. So we will continue to have tea with the trustees every second Saturday, 9:30, and it's here at the Dolton Park District. My next statement is, y'all look so good out there. And the reason I say that, it was funny because I would like to thank the Dolton Police Department for coming out and just doing their job, because I mean, we pay taxes, so I definitely would like to thank the Dolton Police Department. But I kind of don't listen to YouTube unless somebody tell me to watch it. And when I heard Jedediah say we was at war, he started playing our song, I said, okay, I think I'm ready. I got my battle boots on. I said, because she always say we at war, but now.
Told y'all, she said they was gladiators, remember? She was like, and that was Tiffany saying they was gladiators. This was the war that Kiana and them went through to get control over Dolton. I'm showing you this because we went through this together as a community. Online, we were rooting for them, went through the drama. Like, people got cursed out. All we wanted was the best for you guys. And for this to happen under their tension amongst the other things that's happened in the non-transparency or the railroading with making decisions, we're not about to let this go. Not today. Just like we're not going to let the Alexis situation go, because I was pretty pissed when they sold Melanie Fitness to the owner of Rutgers, the big old bad pimpalicious entrepreneur, the alleged philanthropist for the community, who's allegedly responsible for unaliving the young man who died about 3 days ago, a resident of Dolton. I mean, he has family. People that I know that you may know, he has family. So Mr. Capri Olson, again, this live is not to, downplay your death or to his family, but family, we're gonna have to stay on these people. And for what I'm doing here is exposing these crooks for you. So love and blessings to this young man who had to lose his life behind these people who said, I change. I know what's good for you. I'm going to be transparent. And the man is released without charges. Gladiators over here. And I remember y'all was like, clean house, somebody cleaning the house with a broom. She said, rah. So here you go. You at war, baby. Put your fatigues, tie up them boots. Fast forward. Tiffany, look at this.
We can't. And this is not political. This is personal. This is our livelihoods. This is our tax dollars.
Oh, yeah. You said it. This ain't political. This is the people's livelihood. This is their tax dollars. And that's why Grace is exposing the wrong you that we know, or they don't know who is. House, you better fix it, because I know more about you as well that I've just been quiet about, because I thought you was going to be a good guy. But I should have knew when you was ignoring the letters that I was sending to you about Alexis that you was a little cold-hearted as well. And your heart was shriveled up like a prune, like her face. Let's go.
Every day we get emails from people saying,
you want to know the key to fixing and flipping? Don't fix and flip.
Fast forward.
Instead,
years, we're going to have to dig ourselves out of this mess the next 4 years. So please be patient. Please stay observant to what's going on, because you got to ask questions. You got to ask questions, and you're entitled to ask questions.
Thank you. So don't be mad. I just said thank you then. I'm saying thank you now, Miss Belcher. You can't communicate with me because y'all blocked me out of all the groups, but baby, you hear me loud and clear. Thank you. Because now your words is coming back to bite you.
So I'd just like to say thank you.
Thank you, Kiana Belcher, for co-signing that out in the public. Because I'm going to be honest, some people feel like you can't ask questions, have different of opinion. Y'all know how they attack me like a rabid dog for saying Tiffany possibly had a lawsuit and she was filing it. Thank you, Kiana. Okay? All right. I'm going to be honest here because I'm getting in my feelings. But obviously, you heard what Miss Kiana had to say about transparency, about asking questions, not being afraid. And it's a long fight. And we don't want to do this again. But obviously, somebody is about to get a lawsuit right here. And if it's not just the family members, it should be the Dolton police for not moving forward to actually investigate this properly and put charges on their ass. Let's go. Let's go. Are we living in fraud again? Okay, so what I'm going to do, because that's kind of like the meat and butter until we get more developments, because I don't believe a lot of you guys knew that Kiana Belcher Boss was the alleged murderer of the young man who was involved in this killing. We're going to put his story up real quick, and then we're going to see if we can do a quick flashback of why Grace is mad. And you'll understand why I still keep my foot on their neck. But before we do that, let's just send a little bit more love to the gentleman who was unalived by allegedly the owner of Rutgers, the person right now that is being protected by the administration allegedly and the police of Dolton. And I'm going to tell you why I'm mad, because I don't deal with crooked cops. Okay, I'm about to get on straight on my Run DMC, all my back in the day. We don't deal with black cops. We don't deal with the cops that's sitting there trying to run us down and not do your job legally. Again, you guys know that I support police, I support ICE, but I support the position and honor, not the person. So when I say black cop is a majority of black cops in Dolton right now.
family is demanding answers after somebody shot and killed former pro basketball player Capri Alston. This all happened at a lounge in Dolton.
Yeah, I met up with his family outside the medical examiner's office on the west side earlier this evening, where they identified his body less than 24 hours after the shooting.
A devastated family met with Fox Chicago just moments after identifying 31-year-old Capri Alston's body.
I can't even begin to tell you how I'm feeling.
According to Dolton police, the father of two was shot and killed late Thursday night near East 115th Street and South Martin Luther King Drive.
And so we're crushed, we're devastated. We can't even believe that this happened, because Capri was so well loved and liked, not only in Chicago, but across the state, across this United States. He went everywhere, played basketball, had an amazing career overseas.
Hold on, I'm sorry.
We're just crushed right now. We can't believe this happened.
Family says Alston had been at the Rutgers Cigar Lounge with his girlfriend when some type of confrontation happened. Moments later, gunfire broke out. His father says they believe they know who the shooter is.
This young man, to my understanding, has political ties in Dolton, and not only have shown political ties, but a lot of businesses, and we just don't want his political ties and his money to influence where this is swept under the rug. And, it's just, my son is just not he's not going to be a casualty. We want justice for our son. He's not going to be somebody's number that's filed away as an unsolved murder.
Investigators have yet to release any details regarding what exactly led up to the shooting or who the shooter is.
Yeah, he was my best man.
Loved ones describe Alston as a talented basketball player, a devoted father of two young children, and someone who was deeply loved by his family and friends.
He loves basketball. He was just, ever since the ball touched his hand, he just always was a kid that he just loved basketball. He just wanted to play basketball. And he just wanted to just
be a dad, basketball and be a dad. That's all he wanted to do. Nothing more, nothing less.
Alston's family is pleading for answers and a full investigation, and they have a message for the shooter.
You didn't have to kill my son. You didn't have to kill. You didn't have to kill him. You didn't have to kill him. This could have been resolved easily. Should have just walked away. Everybody should have just walked away. You didn't have to kill my son.
Thank you. And this is alleged. Hold on.
Charges have been announced.
You heard what they
Family saying so strong when their world is devastated.
Yeah, again, this happened less than 24 hours ago, and even though they're heartbroken and they're devastated, they really wanted to speak up and speak out and make sure.
Listen to this.
It's been less than 24 hours.
When their world is devastated.
Yeah, again, this happened less than 24 hours ago, and even though they're heartbroken and they're devastated, they really wanted to speak up and speak out and make sure that this doesn't get swept under the rug. And again, he has 2 young children, ages 4 and 10. So you can just imagine, the talk they're going to have with them about this. And
we're going to start right here. So obviously we're going to put the assailant on the screen, and this assailant is the big businessman that they're talking about, that they're afraid that some political entities in Dolton that me and you know of will possibly cover up that this guy is a murderer. It's no self-defense. Can we talk about it real quick before we do a little flashback on Tell Them Why You Mad, Son, Grace? Tell them why you mad, son. I'll show you why I'm mad. But let's just talk about this. Under Illinois Criminal Code 720 Illinois 5/7-1, not to give you the law. A person is justified in using force against another if it's reasonable belief it is necessary to protect themselves or someone else from immediate use of unlawful force. First and foremost, the factors here is that they had a scuffle. They end up outside. This gentleman that is on the screen allegedly went back into his business, got the gun, came out, shot Mr. Alston, and then stood over him and allegedly shot him 2 more times. Please tell me where the intimate use of unlawful force here is a threat on Mr. Alston's side. To successfully claim self-defense in Illinois, multiple strict criteria must be met. This is why Dolton police right now, investigation, whoever's investigating, you should be fired. Stop playing with me, because the average person knows this. Which in this situation, this strict criteria is not met. By contrast with the details that's emerging from this tragic shooting of Mr. Alston at Rutgers Lounge, what we're going to consider is self-defense, the immediate threat. There must be an immediate physical threat. Hostile or insulting words alone during a verbal argument never justifies physical violence or pulling a weapon. This is what I'm telling you. Having some self-control, and us as human beings and adults who walks with the Spirit of God, I think we know this. That's why we don't really need law to tell us this. But someone who is filled with all of the other stuff will run into his place, get a gun, come back out and shoot it. Like, I literally had altercations with people, not altercations, but had words, and it wasn't nice. And my gun is right behind my seat. I could just put my hand right there. I'm in my car. But because I'm a reasonable adult and I understand how society works and I deal with my heart, I would never do this. Again, this is a reflection of who this man is that we have on the screen, as well as the people who are tied to him, i.e., Kiana Belcher. You will work for somebody like this? That's why I couldn't keep a nursing job. I just traveled place to place because it was the devil all over. I wasn't about to be working for the devil. But I guess what? Maybe I hold myself to another standard. Kiana, in-house. Let's get it. You're in charge of the board. Now the pressure is going to be on you because we're not going to let this go under. Now, we have to meet some strict criteria here for self-defense, okay? Proportional force has to be basically evaluated. Proportion. Other man doesn't have a gun. This guy has a gun. He goes in and get the gun, can come back out. He has reasonable time to retreat, to stay in his place and move, and to call the police to get him off of his property if that was so. So proportional force, the force used, and this is how I got them before, by me talking like this and a few people who watch me, it gets Kiana, it gets House, it gets all of them afraid. They don't care about y'all gossip. They don't care about y'all lies. They care about when the people understand this. So was it proportional force? The force must be matched to the threat. You can only use deadly force if you have reason to believe it's necessary to prevent an imminent death, great bodily harm, or a forceful felony like murder or robbery. So the guy was like, well, he said, I'm going to rob you. From the worst thing that I heard, Mr. Austin said, I'm not going nowhere. But he was already outside. You could have trespassed him or just let him stay on the sidewalk. Okay, the next factor, not the aggressor. The person claiming self-defense cannot be the individual who started or escalated the physical fight. The escalation for me is where he didn't retrieve and stay retrieved in his place, and he came back out with the gun. This is the escalation. And I'm breaking this down because obviously the officers of Dolton, Kiana Belcher, or House, the mayor who's directly over the police, how I'm going to show you how the mayor is directly over the police, because that's going to be connected to telling why you mad, son Grace, because it'll show you how the mayor is directly over the police and how he can't control this, but he chooses not to. But again, these are strict criteria that should be met. Anybody in the audience, let me know, did we meet these criteria yet? To the people who were about to knock somebody's head off for Kiana Belcher, tell me how you feel, son. Tell me how you feel. Can Grace just laugh in the ambiance and feel good that I stood my guns, that I didn't fold or bend for any of these people, or the hundreds of people who are in my comment ready to disrespect me or treat me like because I was exposing this real life corruption that now is still bubbling up and happening right now before our eyes. So sad. I'm almost done cooking. So, okay, again, key exception that breaks the self-defense in this particular case, Illinois law actively denies self-defense protected if the suspect makes a fatal misstep, like 1, duty to retrieve versus escalate. While Illinois does not have a formal stand your ground law, laws require a person to run away. A person cannot retreat to retrieve a weapon and return to fight. Why do I have to say this? This is part of the law. Quote unquote, this is from McDarf Law Group. This is a quote, okay? Because I get firsthand, secondhand sources, but anybody knows this. Standing over the victim under the state pretense, firing a weapon at someone who's already incapacitated on the ground or try to flee completely negates self-defense claims and is treated as first-degree murder. The gentleman on the screen should be charged with first-degree murder. But we're not going to do that because we're friends with Kiana Belcher. We're her boss. So your boss can kill any resident in Dolton and get away with it. Or in anywhere around, just anybody. I could just come killing people. Wow. Right. I'm almost done. So what I'm going to be doing right now is looking for a charging document. As of right now, he was released from jail. There's no charging document. While the police confirmed that the one person was taken into custody immediately following the shooting on May 21st. As of right now, May 28th, no bookings indicate that he was formally charged. The specific case number and charges are not transparent. And if the individual was temporarily detained, he been released. Okay. So it says they will walk free while detectives continue supposedly processing physical evidence, video footage, and witness statement. The lack of public transparency is especially what has fueled the victim's family and the frustration of the community. Mr. Austin's father noted that while the mayor and the police chief initially met with the family to state that that would be a process that will happen, the family has since faced complete radio silence regarding official charges. Exactly what they did to me and Alexis, and Miss Cara. Let's say Miss Cara, Alexis, and me, because I'm the last person that had to deal with them totally ignoring, being disrespectful to someone's death. All right, so right now there is protest that's going on. The media is on it. Grief from the global community is increasing, and we're going to keep our eye on it. But right now, we're going to just put on this clip of Tell Them Why You Mad, Son, Grace, so y'all can have a flashback on, like, why is Grace so mad? Tell her to get over it. Like, why is she still all up in people's business and stuff? She knows she ain't part of Dolton or Thornton. Damn, could Grace mind her business? You know what I'm saying? Don't pull a Jedediah on me. And I'm going to say no, to the hell no, because this is one of the issues that I had. Literally, this is one of the issues that I had. And maybe I'll start it. Should I start it from the end? Hold on. Do I have it up there? Okay, let's just start talking about it right now. You'll see it. Let's go. I want to send love and blessing to Alexis Wilson, Cara Wilson. The pressure we're going to continue to put on Dolton. I was upset when you told me that they sold Medley Fitness to that man. But I never knew that man on this day would be responsible for murder. We're going to tell you why we mad, son. Moving forward, what we're going to do is show you. Now, we have some discrepancies with some audience members or just people in the community that felt like I did not provide the facts of the officers that are actually working for the city of Dolton. And you know what we do here. We're not here to play, we're here to slay. So here goes the list of officers who are actively employed. And this is not doxing. This is for you guys to know who's working for you. Our main point of affliction in this particular broadcast is Officer Carlton. He is still full-time employed. As I received a workers' compensation document, as I showed you guys before, that he gets paid at least $3,500 every other week. And it is not proven that he's on the beat or if he's home. So in the video, what we showed you was pictures of feet and ankles. We're going to update you on his injuries, and you let us know, should he be on workers' compensation for going on 4 years now. So if y'all don't know who this is, this situation is, this is a case that I have been following for the last 3 years, highlighting Miss Alexis Wilson, who was unalived by an officer by the name of Officer Perez, and also Jared Carlton that was involved in it. Officer Perez, he had an untimely meeting with death, allegedly suicide, in the midst of us investigating him and tracking him down to everywhere he went, even Indiana. He was not going to be employed without us getting him. We moved on to Officer Carlton, who was actually the shooter of Alexis, which was Dolton police that escalated an event and never was charged. And this gentleman, to this day, to my knowledge, is still on workers' compensation, getting money from the people of Dolton, have not worked in almost 4 years, and I continue to push and engage these entities. Now, I will give you a heads up. I didn't let you guys know because I was pretty peed off. I contacted Illinois State Training Board about Officer Carlton's credentials. His credentials was expired for over 1.5 years, and you guys have been paying him workers' compensation. I made them aware of that in December 2025. Those people tried to ignore me until 2 months later. I had to forward the complaint to the Illinois Attorney General, saying that they were not responsive to my inquiry, highlighting that I had all his credentials, that he was not up to par, and he was still getting paid like an officer. Shortly after making the Illinois Attorney General aware of the situation, I received a letter in March from the Illinois State Police saying that, oh, no, matter of fact, let's back this track up. December, I sent the first thing. In January, they said they closed the case, not telling me why they closed the case. That was the issue. So by February, I contacted the Attorney General to say, as a citizen, long distance citizen, I am concerned about the non-disclosure of the action that was taken against this police who had all of these old credentials, for them to close the case in a month. In March, they finally got back to me, gave me everything. They allowed Officer Carlton to update his credentials. So in March, when they updated me at the end of the month, around the 29th, he updated his credentials about the 16th. That's how much he didn't give a fuck about what I was saying, about what y'all was feeling, about nothing. They don't have respect for people like me and you. We mean nothing to them. I had to continue to write and write. And because I was able to show a chain of title of connected documentation, and I just kept connecting agencies, and I'm putting it in order, and they're seeing the packet go from agency to agency about how they're ignoring the concern. I finally got updated, and we were able to update Miss Carver that they allow him to update his credentials, and he's still getting paid off of Dolton back. And that's you guys. But with that goes to say, Grace Levi is not done, and I'm still going after Carlton. I got one more thing to do, because we've been trying to engage the Workers' Compensation Board in Illinois. And guess what they've been doing to old black girl Grace? Ignore me, ignore me, ignore me. But guess what? I ain't never scared, and I never give up. So every couple of weeks, I write. So I will keep you guys up to date on what I'm still doing with the Alexis investigation and exposing the corruption, trying to get this last police out of there, as well as I will give you guys an update where we're looking to possibly get an interview with Alexis' ex-boyfriend, or boyfriend at the time of her murder, so we can hear his side of the story of what really happened when Dolton police gunned Alexis down. Now, I know I said a mouthful, but this is what this video is connected to. So when I was trying to explain to the residents, like, yo, you got a lot of corrupted police here on your police roster. Some of them been involved in incidents that you guys complain about, like Officer Terry, all of these people. You don't remember them names. You know what I'm saying? They was there getting hundreds of thousands of dollars off of your back. So this was the document that I found, or matter of fact, our Freedom of Information request. I found another document that I'm showing you guys that was just on the internet that showed everything. But this right there showed the roster of the police, and the other document showed how much they got paid. This is the level of corruption for me that's in Dolton. So why that man won't be charged? Because stuff like this happened. And because of the mouthful that I just told you. So let's watch this together, because that was just a backup information for the people who just did not know what this was about. For the people who just don't know why I have this passion in me. Because I'm not perfect. Nobody's perfect. We say things that people don't like. We say things that makes people uncomfortable, but it could be the truth, or maybe it's just a mistake. But do people deserve to die for words? Do we deserve to lose our life and our rights for words? Do we deserve to lose our freedom, our way of making money for words? This is the things that I saw in Dolton. You try to blackball people in their businesses. People in Dolton can't even speak up for themselves because they're afraid that they won't be able to take care of themselves. But y'all good with that. That's why I have passion. I met a few people out there that I truly love, and I feel so bad for you guys that you have to go through this. But I guess what? I go through it too, but I take a whole glass of I don't give a fuck. You ain't gonna stop me. Because when you live righteously, no matter when the devil come to attack you, you're gonna be on top. And again, you're gonna see Grace get on top. Let's watch this. Shout out to Alexis. Shout out to Carver Wilson. July 27th, I do believe that's the same day. She will be having a butterfly release, and I will be down there every year. Tell them I said it. Off the back of the Dolton residents, highlighting so people can be aware. Officer Carlton, he is the shooter. I want you guys to know that Officer Perez was not the shooter. This is Officer Perez. He was not the shooter, but he was the one that had the long record of unaliving people and getting away with it. So Mama Cara felt it was more important to take him off the street and go after him because he was more dangerous and had a taste for blood. This and according to my research, is Officer Carlton's first shooting. And I do believe, based on the situation and the lies, that Officer Carlton no longer deserves to be paid by the city of Dolton. And he may want to seek counseling as well as look for another career, because we're going to continue to pursue him and ask the elected officials to let him go. All right, later on, we'll share the letter with you, as which we did. We wrote a letter a couple of months ago before the election, and we're going to continue to try to communicate with the elected officials of Dolton related to this, because we will not rest. Now, what I want you guys to look at in regards to the pay. This is God, y'all. This is God. So I use this document right here to cross-reference on this document. And I've been kind of talking about this document. I found it on the internet. It was so weird. You know how you just do Google search? Now, I'm not sure what Google search I was doing, but I was looking for financial records for Dolton. And this particular document just showed up. Yeah, God be the glory. This is the Village of Dolton annual treasury report for the end of April 2023. Okay. And this is where I gained the proof of monies that was spent. This is an amazing. Don't worry, we're gonna get back to this. It's contractor's name here and everything, y'all. But what really got my attention pertaining to this thank God. Just say God is good, because I don't even know how I got this document. This document basically highlights personnel services and the payments of their personnel people. Now, I highlighted a few individuals because I was just being nosy. And y'all know the first name that I highlight right here is DeMarcus Krigley, under $25,000. Okay. And I will say this. In this section of under $25,000, you see Kiana Belcher name, the trustees. You see Tammy Brown name. You see House name. You see Holmes. Right. This was a financial document that I have saw. You guys know that I was deep diving on them. Anything that I found, I was sharing with y'all. But I want to get to the bottom about where the officers was getting paid, so I can show you the level of corruption, because they got paid more than these people allegedly in overtime in 2023. Now, Austin Kimberly, they're right here. Sheila Ashley. Oh, damn. Wait a minute, guys. I just noticed something. Y'all about to be mad. Somebody gonna have to tell me this. I'm just now peeping this. This right here is the people who got paid from Dolton. Do you know who Sheila Ashley is? Is Sheila Ashley one of Jedediah's people? The one that was in the fight along with fighting the mayor's daughter? Was Sheila? Is this the same Sheila that got her butt whooped? Y'all let me know, because God, I did not notice. I'm just peeping this. Look at the name, like right here. I was like, whoa. Y'all, this is the level of corruption for me. Sheila Ashley, I remember you. You're Jedediah's people, and you challenged Nate Felds. And that's what made me hone in on you, because your name connected to Jedediah. And it was like how Jedediah is supporting Nate and his people is actually contesting him going to be the supervisor. Y'all didn't know how corrupt this was. I had to shut up and watch this so I could get the proof. Sheila Ashley, this is the second time I'm saying your name and you're getting quiet. The last time I said Sheila Ashley's name is when she was involved in doxing. Just right now, when Jedediah was going back and forth with that pastor, and it was getting out of hand, and I just had to tell people who Jedediah was. You remember? She had doxed that pastor information at the bottom, the Sheila Ashley. If this is the same one, if it's not, I apologize. But I'm thinking it's the same lady. Y'all got played by a scam artist. Moving forward, let's get back to the police. This is trifling. Only the people in Dolton, the one who followed this, understands exactly what I'm talking about. Y'all see exactly why I stayed away from Jedediah. Y'all see exactly why I got quiet. Y'all see exactly why I wouldn't tie myself to nobody. You would see exactly why people turn on me and try to, the one that looked like a gargoyle, Miss Thicker than more than 3 Snickers. Yeah, this is corrupt. Let's get to this last part. I can't even believe I'm revisiting this. We're almost done, guys. I just want to show you how these people get paid. Look at Sheila Ashley's name. Alliston Kimberly. She got paid between $25,000 and $49,000. And that was who? An inspector. These are some of the we talked about this Kimberly Alliston, the inspector, and some of the things. We'll talk about that when we deep dive about Tiffany Henyard corruptions with the business and the inspection. But y'all know what I'm talking about. I remember these people. Let's get to the popo here. Carlton Jarrett. As you can see this name, the police officer that I am pissed about, that's still getting paid from you guys for sitting on his thick Chinese looking ass. I don't know if he Chinese or what it is. His Oriental looking murderous self. He made between $75,000 and $99,000 in 2023. This highlights the level of corruption that happens in Dolton and how directly this shows that right here, this was the pay that Tiffany was giving the officers for overtime and everything. These were her officers. I bring this up to par because these officers are house officers. These inspectors are investigators are house investigators. These people are under Kiana Belcher. So the people who want justice for the gentleman who passed away, and I just want to make sure I say his name right, Mr. Alston. These are people you need to talk about. But this is to tell them why I'm mad, son. I just had to tell y'all why I'm mad. You're mad with some elegance here. A little pissed off, but we'll be all right. Now that he's going to lose his job coming up. Now, let's get to this section. Now, this is the section right here that our audience at those particular the unfortunate least got paid between 7. I want you guys. Officer Jared Carlton. There we go. This is the officer who now is still being employed, still getting paid from Dolton and everything. He at least got paid between $75,000 to $99,000, according to my calculations, about $80,000 in 2023. That's 2 years after the unfortunate incident that we showed you with Alexis. So he has been on workers' compensation, using workers' compensation in regards to the injuries. Now, we're going to look at those particular injuries. And I know you guys are not healthcare providers, but you guys give me your opinion. But me as a healthcare provider, I think 3 years later, he should be healed and at least on desk duty if that's happening. And if he is, I would hope that we know about it and that he's going to lose his job. And when you know what we're doing right now, we're still working on his job. If you want to see that full episode, that is Dolton Cox paid over $100,000 in a year. I will tag that into this video. But before we get off today, we're just going to just give you a little ending to, lighten it up a little bit. Show you guys that Grace is not new to this. I'm true to this. And when I start something, I keep pushing. So no matter how quiet you thought I got, I'm still here for this. Let's put this on the screen real quick. I'm going to show you a few more. Let's get it. Are you going to come up there?
All we ask is for her to be honored tomorrow. It could be you. It could be your family. All we ask is for some respect. Okay, so tomorrow, if you can, we're having a butterfly release for Alexis Wilson. And we want to send love to her mother, Kara Wilson, who has not had any justice in 3 years. 2 shots to the head, 3 shots to the body. 2 shots to the head, 3 shots to the body. It could be
anything.
She'll just put her head down and she won't listen to anything. She won't acknowledge anything. I've seen mothers of murdered children and people who've lost family members in Dolton. She'll put her head down and she will not even acknowledge that the person is there because she doesn't like what they're saying.
I've always liked to play with fire. I've always liked to play with fire.